This video will demonstrate how to configure items in the settings so that they are added as sub-items of another item by default. For instance, a door handle might be set so that it was automatically included as a sub-item of the door, whether the door was added to a room manually or included in the room's default item set. The door handle sub-item could then of course be removed by selecting it and choosing delete, but if it is almost always included, it makes more sense to have it added by default. To make an item a default sub-item, first navigate to the Item Manager tab in the settings. As our first example, I'll make two items, wall-mounted units and lower units, default sub-items of the kitchen units item. Therefore, first of all, I will select kitchen units from the list of items on the left. Note that wall-mounted units and floor units are already listed as items linked with the kitchen units item. For information on what this means and how to link them, refer to the video on managing sub-items. However, once an item has been linked, it can be specified as a default sub-item purely by highlighting it and clicking the Auto Include Sub-Item with Main Item button below. Notice that when a linked item has been configured as a default sub-item, it is displayed in green text. To change its status so that it will no longer be included as default, merely ensure it is highlighted and click the same button again, which will now read Exclude Sub-Item from Auto Entry. In other words, this button can be used to switch the status back and forth between Auto Included and merely Available from the linked items list. Note that we can also ensure that linked items have default sub-items of their own. Of course, if an item has been made a default sub-item of another item, it will be displayed as a default sub-item wherever the other item is listed. Let's quickly try one more example. I'll create some default sub-items for the hob. If we then select the kitchen appliances item, where the hob happens to be listed as a linked item, of course the items we just specified as default sub-items show up as default sub-items here too. Now let's return to the report and add these items to test the theory. Please note that if the kitchen appliances item and the kitchen units item had been added to this report before we made the alterations in the settings, the default sub-items would not show up automatically until next time these items were added. This is because default sub-items are only added automatically at the time the item they are linked to is added. Note that now on adding kitchen units, all specified sub-items were automatically added as expected. We didn't actually specify any default sub-items for kitchen appliances itself, but if we now add the item hob, as you can see, it adds the default sub-items that we specified automatically.